Hello everyone, welcome to this episode of the Capable Minds podcast. Today we have Chloe and Emily here to discuss their amazing journey through visual impairment and getting into sport. As always, please like, share and subscribe to our channel to help us grow. And before we get started, ask yourself one question: what makes you capable?
Capable Minds podcast.
Chloe, thank you very much for coming in to speak to us today on the Capable Minds podcast with Emily as well. If we could just start by you introducing yourself to anyone at home, what it is you do and who you are.
Yeah, so I'm Chloe McBratney. I work for Cardiff City Community Foundation as a SEN multi-sports coach. I also run Barrytown Pan Disability Football Club that I've been a part of for 13 years. And I'm a guide dog owner, but I also represent England for blind football.
Wow, amazing. So early life then, how was it growing up for you? And talk to me about the visual impairment. When did that start, or were you born with it? Give us a bit of a backstory about your childhood.
So I was born with bilateral optic nerve hypoplasia. So it's a nice little bit of a mouthful to start off with.
It is a bit.
And nystagmus as well. So basically it means I've got no sight at all in my right eye.
Yeah.
And about between 30 to 40% in my left eye.
Yeah.
And then nystagmus as well, which is shaky eyes, doesn't really focus on anything. So it can be kind of all over the place.
She's off. Yeah.
She's had enough of us.
That's cool. So how did that sort of affect you growing up?
So when I was born, I actually had no sight at all.
Yeah.
So it was a lot harder for my parents to kind of figure out, was I making eye contact? Was I kind of, really hitting the milestones that I should have been?
Yeah.
My mum noticed it when I wasn't making eye contact with her when I was feeding.
Yeah.
And then that's kind of when it got kind of investigated then. And then later on, that's where then they came up with the diagnosis.
Yeah.
And then my eyes decided, right, okay, this is what we're going to work with. And they figured it out. But my parents were told that half my brain was going to be missing, that I was either going to grow or I wasn't going to grow. So they were kind of given all of these like kind of not nice outcomes really. And it was basically like, she'll have to go to a VI specialist school. And it was just like, a lot for them to deal with like a 1-year-old at the time.
That was, you 1 year old that
1
time?
years old, round about that, when I got the diagnosis. But I've been in mainstream education. Done all primary school. I had a visual impairment specialist teacher called Helen Davis, and she helped me massively through primary school, gave me all my independent skills. And we just made sure we spoke to the schools and just had resources made in larger print for me. So instead of it being like a size 12, I think I increased it to like a 16 and then an 18. And now it's at a 46. So that kind of shows the progression that my sight has had over the years. Never really struggled sport-wise within schools. Like my PE teachers were fantastic. They were just like, just get involved. I didn't really have any kind of exclusions from that, which is massive because a lot of VI people do get excluded from sports and stuff. So I was incredibly lucky with that. And my parents were always like, right, okay, you want to go and have a go at that? So they put me into football because my friends were doing it.
Class.
And that's kind of like where my journey within sport kind of took off, really.
Yeah, amazing. And you went to like a normal primary school, normal high school, was it?
Yeah. So mainstream high school, mainstream primary school, college as well, and then off to university as well. So
that's class that they made provisions for you to obviously feel part of the year group and stuff. Because as you said, people often get like casted to the side sort of thing, not on purpose, but if you didn't feel like you were part of the team and the group, you might not want to take part, to be honest.
Yeah, I did get outcasted when I was looking to go into sixth form. So my high school at the time didn't have a sixth form to go into. So for me, then it was the move to Bryn Havering, Barry Boys sixth form at the time. And I literally lasted there only 2 weeks because I was excluded from 3 or 4 of my biology lessons due to they didn't have resources in place. And there was a whole load of other stuff. Basically, the head of sixth form called me a manipulative liar and said that I was lying about my eyesight.
That's outrageous.
And obviously my parents took that forward.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
And there was no support from them. So I left there and then went to Cardiff City Community Foundation and done my BTEC level 3 with them. So it was a hard time, but actually it's worked out in the long run for me.
So it kind of worked out better for you that you actually left there and went to the Cardiff City Foundation. What were some of the differences like that you realised straight away between like a public college and Cardiff City Foundation?
With the foundation, they allowed me to be myself.
Yeah.
They spoke to Helen as well to see what accommodations needed to be put in place for me.
Mhm.
So once again, everything was on laptops, where at the time it was like, I think it was like a notebook, so
Yeah, yeah.
really small ones. And the teacher at the time was like, "No, here, have my laptops
Yeah.
already." Automatically, I felt like I was included and not being isolated from any of my lessons. And
Yeah.
at the community foundation, you study your BTEC level 3 and do football on the side. But at the time I was playing basketball, so instead of football, I
Yeah.
was getting basketball. And it was all the accommodations through that as well. And my coach at the time, I already played for him outside of college. He knew me, he knew what
Yeah.
worked, what didn't work. So I did have a lot of support, a lot more than I thought I was going to get.
So you had that relationship already, sort of
Did,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, amazing. So let's go on to the guide dogs. As you can see, Emily's taking a nice nap
Yeah,
there
my
on the
lovely
floor.
little sidekick there.
So at what age can you get yourself a guide dog? Like, how does that sort of process work?
Um, so I believe the youngest person in the UK was 13 years old
Okay.
when she got a guide dog. I could be wrong on that one, but there's not many people that have had one under the age of 16.
Yeah.
I was always registered as sight impaired growing up, and then I had an appointment with my consultant where I got registered as severely sight impaired. So my sight had deteriorated that
Yeah.
much that I hit that new category, and I didn't know what to do. And we were kind of like, what's the next step?
Yeah.
So we looked into guide dogs, because that's what my consultant mentioned at the
Yeah.
time, and turned up to the training centre in Cardiff in St Mellons. And there's not many people that turn up to the training centre asking about getting a guide dog.
Yeah.
So once I met up with them again, they were like, yeah, we still remember you from the time.
Yeah.
And that's quite a long time now. And yeah, we kind of looked into it and thought, yeah, this is what I want to do. And now 6 years later,
Yeah.
6 years working with Emily. But it took about 3 years of all the applications, because they have to come out and kind of assess if you actually need a guide dog or
Yeah.
not.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they'll assess your walking speed, how independent you are, what your cane skills are like. So before I got Emily, I didn't use a cane. I was just like, no, I'm just gonna
Yeah.
go with it. So that was an requirement that I had to have, and that was a really hard one. Obviously, coming from a sporting background, I was like, yeah, I've got the coordination for that.
Mhm.
No, that took me quite a long
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
because if you're swinging it out to your right, you want to step with your left foot. So it's always alternative,
Yeah.
a
So you got
hand
to
and
get
a
the
foot.
coordination.
Yeah, that coordination took a little bit of time to get used to. And I was in uni at the time, so I was studying in Worcester, and obviously I was applying through Guide Dogs Cymru.
Yeah.
So it was that little bit more of, well, yeah, you're there. If you get matched, then you have to miss out on university.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a little bit of a struggle on that one. But yeah, so they come out, they assess yourself, they'll assess your house as well. We had a pet dog at the time called Alfie, so
Mhm.
it was an important thing that whichever guide dog came in would
Yeah.
have to be really good to be able to
Yeah.
socialize with him, but also how would he react to another dog being in the
Yeah.
house as well. So it was also him being assessed. Thankfully, it all worked out,
Yeah.
as the proof is
Yeah.
there. And then yeah, they assess you. Then they do all their requirements, and they sit down then as a panel, and they'll look at you, look at all your requirements, and go, do we think she needs a guide dog or not? And then once that decision has been made from the panel, you officially go on the waiting list for a guide dog.
Yeah.
So I believe I officially went on the waiting list in the July of 2019, and the end of June. I've just got my dates mixed up.
Yeah. That's okay.
I officially went on the waiting list in February of
Yeah.
2019, and in the June,
Yeah.
I got a phone call to say, we found a potential match for you.
Oh, amazing.
Can you come over and do a matching walk?
Yeah.
So they didn't tell me anything about this potential guide dog that I
Yeah.
had. It was just met all the requirements that you want. So it was, get the phone call, we're going to come down on this day. So that day finally arrives, and you're like, oh my God, what type of dog is it going to
Yeah.
be? Like, could it be a yellow lab, a black lab, could it be a German shepherd? Like, you don't know what it's going to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
And then out comes this small little yellow lab with a lot of energy at the time, and just kind of fitted straight into the house.
Yeah.
We were a little bit like, how's Alfie going to be? Somebody coming into his house.
Yeah.
He didn't mind at all. So instantly, this lab was in there stealing his food, stealing
Yeah.
his toys. getting all this attention, and then to go out then and have a walk out on the streets and just see exactly, is this the right match? Are we the perfect walking speed together, environments, everything? That was all fine. So then we could have a sleepover then.
Yeah.
So it was like, right, okay, how's she going to be overnight? Everything went really well with that. She came to work with me then as well the next day to see how she'd settle in the office environment, being around the Cardiff City Stadium as well. And yeah, we officially got the okay for that. And
There
that's
she is.
where now
Sleepy as ever.
sleepy as anything. So who knows what noises are going to
It's
come out
quite
of
a
her.
long process, isn't it?
It
Long.
is a very long process, yeah. I think because I was in uni, it kind of made the process a bit longer because I did study abroad as well.
Yeah.
So I would obviously put my application on hold because I didn't want a phone call when I was in Canada then saying, oh yeah, we've got a match for you. And I'm like, well,
yeah.
I can't really go ahead.
How long does a puppy get trained for to be a guide dog?
So they'll start their training around about 8 weeks old. That's when they'll go out to puppy raisers and they'll have them until they're about between 14 to 16 months ideally. But that's where they'll do all the socialization with them. They'll expose them to all different environments, to traveling in a car, walking on busy roads, walking on the left-hand side of you. That's really important for a guide dog. Taking them into cafes, restaurants, on public transport, socializing with the dogs, just creating all these kind of environments that they could get used to and kind of be exposed to. And then from that age, then they can either go into the breeding program or they'll go into the guide dog program. Em was incredibly close going to the breeding program, but they thought her sisters were better suited.
Yeah.
And then she did nearly fail the guide program, but thankfully not because we're here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are like some of the challenges you faced having a guide dog? Obviously, you're quite rightly so. You're vocal on your socials about some of the challenges you face, especially with taxis and people coming over and petting her when she's working. And talk to me about some of those experiences that you've had.
Yeah, so at the beginning, like I didn't speak out about it. I never really wanted to upset anybody else's feelings. But then it's like, why am I doing that? That's my working dog. That's my independence. So why should I be worried about what somebody else is saying? Like, no. So that has taken me quite a while to get used to. There's even times now when I'm like, oh, I can't be asked having this argument or anything like that. So I'll just leave it. Taxis have been a massive one that I've come across. I play taxi roulette. So it's my game of, am I going to get a taxi or not?
Yeah.
A lot of the times it depends who I'm using. So in particular, A to Z taxis have been absolutely fantastic. They'll take me. I know all the drivers. Like everybody knows me, which is fantastic. Other companies like Vizu, Uber can be a bit hit and miss. I've had massive problems with them. And a lot of the time it's, I don't take dogs. And then you're trying to explain, right, this is a guide dog. This is why I've got her. And they're just like, no.
That's
they
crazy.
Just outwardly refuse. I've had some even as soon as I've started walking to the taxi, they've then driven off. But the thing is like might not actually be walking up to their taxi. I might want to be walking past and going somewhere else. But they've seen me walking at the same time and they've assumed.
They just assume,
and they've just driven off. I've had some where I stood in the road for about 5 minutes trying to explain to this taxi driver, and he was full on just not having it at all.
Surely it's illegal to
It is
refuse
illegal,
a guide dog.
So under the Equality Acts of 2010, you're not allowed to refuse a guide dog unless you have a medical exemption. So unless somebody's got a severe allergy, then they cannot refuse. And they'll have to have a document that shows it. And then there's something that goes in the windscreen as well. Which is great, but obviously for somebody who's visually impaired, you can't actually see the documentation.
Of course.
But that is their only reason why they can refuse. I've had genuine drivers that have gone, look, I've got this document, but I would take you, but I physically cannot. So then you've got a genuine driver that knows that they can't refuse and would happily take you, but they physically can't because of how severe their allergy is.
Yeah. Is there an option on those sort of booking systems you can say with a guide dog?
Yeah, so on most of my taxi platforms, I've always got Chloe and guide dog. So they always see it and then within the notes. But I've had drivers tell me that we don't read the notes.
I was going to say, why do they accept it then?
So I'm like, right, okay. And then on Uber, I've got within the accessibility options, I've got that I have a visual impairment, but also that I've got a guide dog as well.
Yeah.
So as soon as they arrive, it then gets the notification that I've got M. But even then, they've still driven off, which then goes straight through to Uber support, and it flags it straight away saying, we've seen an Uber has refused you. And then do you want to take this further? So at least there's an option now that Uber are trying to sort something out, but we shouldn't have to get to that stage.
Yeah, no, there definitely needs to be more.
Yeah, so that's always been like the massive thing.
And what about
even like restaurants and things like that? You seem to get quite a few places. Once again, it's like no guide, like no dogs. It's like they just see the dog and not the uniform.
Yeah.
But it's not like she's got it in multiple places in bright yellow that she's a guide dog. So once again, it's once you kind of explain it, and a lot of the time you either get like put as far away as possible, so into the corner, or by the door. So you're either going to be out the way of everybody or freezing cold, with everybody coming in and out. So you're kind of like, fine, because you've not refused me.
Yeah.
But also that's kind of not the environment that you want to be in, though. Yeah, it's always interesting, like the different places that I take M. So obviously we go to the gym, the cinema, theatre, or the cafes, the restaurants, anything you can think of. M's probably been in there. So obviously she travels quite a lot as well. So she's got a pet passport. So she's been on holiday as well. Her furthest air miles being Canada.
Wow.
But she's been to the Paralympics as well. She's been to Disneyland Paris. We've been to the thermal spas in Budapest. So she's experienced so many different opportunities that maybe not a lot of people might have done already. So even that side of it, when you're traveling with a guide dog as well, you've then got to think of the language barrier then that comes with it. So yeah, even abroad, then you're still getting a similar situation, but their guide dogs might have a slightly different harness or called something slightly different. So I always do as much research as I can before I even fly anywhere.
That's really good.
To kind of figure out what type of but then also what their rules and regulations are as well, because they could differ slightly to us. So yeah, that's still like a hard thing to deal with as a guide dog owner as well, is having international problems. But I'm not sure how many people might come across that one.
And also, when you go to places like the gyms and stuff, I've been there when you've been in the gym.
Yeah.
Obviously training really hard, and someone comes over who isn't educated in this field, should we say, and they start petting M when she has a harness on.
Oh yeah,
that can be frustrating.
It's really frustrating, especially like depends on what I'm training, will depend on where I put M.
Yeah.
Maybe not always the sensible places. But if I'm in the squat rack, I'll put her so I'm facing her, so she's tucked away. So really, she can't get past me. Maybe not the best place to be putting her, but we'll go with it. But like there was a time before that obviously she's lied down just like she is now. So I've had somebody with me because I've done a bench press, and then I've not realised that actually while I'm doing it, somebody's called her.
Yeah.
And now as I'm bringing it down, she's then walked underneath it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why
dangerous.
Why do that? It's incredibly dangerous.
Very dangerous.
But not just for us, but for her, just anybody in general. Like, yes, it's great to see a dog in a gym. Like, it's a great novelty. But there's so many things that could happen.
There is.
And with how packed gyms are, like, I rely on her so much.
Yeah.
Unless I know the environment, then I'm pretty good. And like she gets excited when she sees so many different people especially that she knows.
Yeah.
But then people who know us know then not to pet her in harness. So you're really good. Like she wants to get so much attention from you.
Yeah.
But you don't pet her because she's in harness.
Unless she's off the harness.
And it's probably the hardest thing ever to do.
It is. Especially if you love dogs.
Exactly. And she always knows you've got the snacks on
Exactly.
you. So
she always eats my orange.
That's the problem. Exactly.
And my cheese. She always sits in front of me like that, waiting for me to give her like a segment of my orange. She eats everything.
Exactly.
Classic Labrador.
Oh yeah, definitely. So yeah, being in a gym environment is fantastic with her, but it's so difficult. And you try and explain it to people then as well, and you're just like...
It's more so the old people, isn't it?
Oh, they've been horrendous. I had one before full on like pick up her lead and try and walk her away from me.
That's
and he's
crazy.
like, she's not walking. I'm like,
so disrespectful.
Of course not.
So disrespectful.
Or he came along and gave her a treat.
Yeah.
He didn't even ask me. No. He literally just gave it to her and gone, oh, I've given her a treat.
Could have been allergic to it.
Exactly.
Anything, yeah.
Like,
this episode is brought to you by Envio Apparel, an activewear and lifestyle brand, and you can get 15% off your whole order with code CapableMinds15. Check out envioapparel.com or on socials, Envio Official. Let's get back to the podcast. Yeah. So let's bring it to sport.
Yeah.
At what age, I know we touched on it a little bit earlier, at what age did you sort of think about getting into like blind football and stuff like that? At what point did it spark that sort of interest in your brain, should we say?
From what I remember, I've always played football.
Yeah.
That's always been something that I've had. I think my mum said that my friends wanted to be involved in a football club.
Yeah.
I was around about 6 years old.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so I've been involved in it for, oh God, 23 years. I had to really think about that one then. Really had to think then. Yeah, so I've been involved in it for so long.
Yeah.
And yeah, my friends were doing it and I was like, yeah, I wanna go along, be part of a team. And then not thinking about it, but going, yeah, I want to be a goalkeeper. And you're kind of like, right, okay.
Yeah.
Got a girl playing for a boys team. That's fine. But now you've got a visually impaired girl who wants to go in goals against boys. How do we stop this one?
Yeah.
There wasn't like that. I was adamant. That's where I wanted to play. Obviously you do your road goalkeeper and you run out and you score goals as well and then run back like you've not done anything. So yeah, I originally started playing with Barry Bluebirds. They were my first ever team. And then I transferred to Halton Road then as well. So the dads were fantastic, all the parents. The boys didn't treat me any differently.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, I don't even think that they knew that I had a visual impairment.
Yeah.
And I just remember like other teams turning up and going, oh, boys, we've got an easy win. They got a girl in goals. And that would be the complete opposite. Like they'd be saying sorry at the end because they're like, oh,
exactly.
right, okay.
Gives you a bit of fire then,
it does,
I'm going to show you.
I was like, I'm going to prove you wrong. And we did a lot of the time. So that was always something that I really, really enjoyed. Maybe not in the cold, getting hit by the ball.
Yeah.
I do remember getting hit in the face one time.
It's a stinger that,
that is an absolute stinger. But I still carried on.
Yeah.
I had my tears and I was like, right, I'm just gonna keep going. And yeah, we played loads of different tournaments, all different games. I ended up breaking my thumb when I was a kid as well. And I was just like, yeah, I wanna go back in goals. And my mum was like, no.
So when did you transition to outfield?
It was probably around about the time that I broke my thumb then. I was kind of like, right, okay, I'm going to play outfield now. But take it back to when I was in goals, like the parents then, one of the dads in particular, would stand behind the goal and would let me know where to pass the ball.
Oh, yeah.
So he'd let me know who was available then on the left, down the centre, or on the right.
That's good.
Whether I should kick it or throw it. So even just little things that I didn't think about when I was a kid.
What a hero.
Those really nice things then that made football easier for me.
Yeah.
I don't really know how it came about. It's just something that kind of just started.
Yeah.
And then transitioned to outfield then, and was just love scoring all these goals, going past the boys all the time. And then you get to around about like 11, 12 years old, and girls can't play in boys teams anymore. And at the time there was only one girls team that I could join. And I went along to see what it was like, and it was just completely opposite to what I wanted. Like all the girls just doing like handstands and cartwheels not taking like any notice of it. And I was just like, no, that's not what I want at all. So probably around about 12 years old, I kind of fell out then of playing football.
Yeah.
Which was really, really hard because obviously that's something that I'd only known. I didn't do like any other sports really at that age. And then I had a friend a couple of doors down from me, and he started playing basketball. And he invited me to come along to a session with Barry Huskies. And I was like, oh, right, okay, like I'll go along. And they just started a girls team as well. I was probably about 15 at the time. And I was like, yeah, okay, let's go along to that and see how that gets going and stuff. 6 months later, I had trials with Basketball Wales.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And like my coaches didn't know about my visual impairment. Once again, I didn't tell them anything. It was, I'll tell them when I'm ready. And I got selected to go to the FIBA European Championships in Gibraltar.
Amazing.
In 2012. So I've got 5 caps for Wales for basketball.
Wow.
From what we know, the only person with a visual impairment to have played in that tournament or any tournaments at the moment that we're aware of as well. And it was only when I got selected that I was then like, I probably should tell my coach.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, I went and told him. He was like, I had a feeling there was something.
That's unreal.
So yeah,
Yeah.
to have something like that was just fantastic.
Yeah, very good.
And that's
Be
kind of
proud.
then like when my basketball kind of era, I
Yeah.
will class it as. And then obviously, yeah, I moved from Barry Huskies then to Cardiff City Ladies.
Yeah.
Played with them when I was in college as well. And then from when I was in college, then I went and played in university. So I played for Worcester Wolves,
Yeah.
played in the National League, played in the first team then for the uni for Bucks. So yeah, I played a lot of basketball at the time. Kind of, yeah, football was kind of like on the back burner at
Yeah,
that
yeah.
point. Like when I was in high school, I still did play a little bit, and I did get picked up for Cardiff City Academy, which is my nice little claim to fame. But
Yeah.
they didn't really have like a girls' academy at the time. So yeah, we had a coach come along to a football session that we had in school, like just thinking nothing of it, and then I was at home like playing on the Wii, and my mum got a phone call saying, "Oh, we want Chloe to come along and on trial." And
Class.
so yeah, I played a little bit of time with them. I remember going for a tournament, and I played one of the games outfield and another one goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So it was that
You had a bit of both.
nice bit of both then as well. Um, and yeah, so it was like that, still that nice little reminder. And then yeah, from there, then it kind of evolved. Like basketball was still a massive part of everything. Um, but I fell out of it in uni.
Yeah.
I don't some things that happened that is not your typical university experience, and it
Yeah.
tainted my whole experience. And my basketball era had completely stopped. Like I was not going back to it.
Yeah.
Um, and that's kind of really where my football's journey really restarted. Then again, um, officially started coaching with. Well, at the time, it was Vale Reds Pan Disability Football Club.
Yeah.
And that was in, oh my gosh, around about 2013, 14, I think it
Yeah.
was. Maybe slightly earlier. Um, and yeah, it was just a bit of like, oh, I don't know what I want to do. I'd just come off doing a Coaches of the Future program with Vale Local Morgan Council. And I got a couple of coaching qualifications, and I expressed interest in disability football. Didn't know anything about it. And I was like,
Yeah.
right, okay. I went along to a session, and at the time I was just a helper, so just trying to see how the sessions would be running. And I was like, oh yeah, I actually really enjoy this, getting to be around a load of people with disabilities where I had no connection before with disability
Yeah.
sport, or I didn't want to have anything to
Yeah.
do with it. And that was kind of like my real taste of doing it. Um, and yeah, now like 13 years later, now the head coach for Barrytown Pan
Yeah.
Disability Club.
Amazing.
I've gone through my licenses, so I've got a UEFA B license in coaching
Yeah.
goalkeepers,
Yeah.
and UEFA C license as well in outfield.
Yeah. Nice.
Once again, probably the only person with a visual impairment to hold either of those licenses, but specifically the UEFA B license. And yeah, now, so with us, we have 5 coaches, we have about 70 players.
Wow.
So it's a big club
So
now
you've
that I
pretty
kind
much
of,
grown that from the ground up, you have.
not me specifically, no.
Part
A
of
lot,
it.
I've
Part
had
of it.
part to play
Yeah.
in that. Yeah, a lot of that's come down to Neil Latham. He's
Yeah.
been a massive part of the club to grow it from where it
Yeah.
was, and his wife Pat as well. And yeah, they've had a massive part of it, and they've taken that chance on me and given me the opportunity to grow and
Yeah.
get my licenses as well. And then yeah, to pass on that torch then as well to keep the club going.
Amazing.
And yeah, we've now expanded to under 12s, under 16s. And yeah, we've got an 11-a-side squad now as well.
It's really good.
So yeah, we've grown it massively. So it's been a massive part of my football really.
Nice. And then
And
what
then
about
blind
your
football
own?
wise,
Yeah.
yeah.
Let's have a little
So
delve
we've
into
we've got
yours.
all of that side of it, and yeah, blind football has been probably a whirlwind opportunity that came up about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
Um, the England squad is not that old; it's about 4 or 5 years old.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing trials at the time, and I was like, "Oh, I don't know whether to go for it. I feel like I'm too old." Well, I'm older now,
Yeah.
and obviously it's happened. Um, and to see that from where it's grown to playing in Europeans and world champs and stuff, and it was like, oh my gosh, yeah, that'd be fantastic to be a part of it. So then when trials came out again, I spoke to my friend Sam, and she's captain and she's Scottish.
Yeah.
And I was just like, look, I don't know what to do. And she's like, go for it. Like, Sam's been a massive part of my whole sporting journey since meeting her. And yeah, she was like, go for it. So I was like, all right,
And what year
okay.
was this?
This was about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was actually in the car with my friend Tom at the time, and I was like, oh, I don't know whether to do it. And I was like, oh, do I not? And I was like, I'm going to put it in the fuck it bucket.
Yeah.
We're going to put my hat in and just
Gotta
see
risk
what
it.
happens. And yeah, I got invited along to trials. So got to go to St. George's Park for the very first time.
Amazing.
Which is just
That's where
incredible.
all the England teams are based.
All the England teams are based, all their youth teams, the men's and women's first team. And just taking that drive into St. George's Park, like, that's a really long road before you even get to see any of the pitches. And yeah, to see all those pictures as you drive past them and all the facilities that they've got.
What
And
an
then,
experience.
oh, it was incredible. Like, nerve-wracking as well, because you're like, oh my gosh, there's a Welsh person stepping inside the England home ground. Like, what's that feeling going to be like? And yeah, sitting down on those bleachers and listening to the coaches saying, right, this is what's going to happen today. And yeah, going out to the blind football pitch. And I was really lucky. My coaches back in Barry were helping me a lot, because I was like, look, this is what I want to do. So they helped me with training a lot before getting towards the trials. And then, yeah, you get onto that blind football pitch and you're like, oh my God, now I've got boards either side. I've now got to try and figure out, how am I going to navigate this pitch without actually being able to see it?
Yeah.
I was nerve-wracking.
So how does it work with everyone being different levels of blind and visual impairment? How does that sort of work? You can give us a little bit of a...
So within VI Sports, there's a classification. So you've got B1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
And yes, you have to fit within that category to be able to then play international blind football.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm in B3, which is that more sight compared to people who B1 and 2. So I just about made it in to be able to play international.
Yeah.
But to make it fair for everybody, we're all patched. So just think of like an eye patch, really, that you'd have. So you'd have patches both sides, bit of tape then as well to make sure it doesn't come out. And then blackout shades, so you really can't see anything at all. And that's the way of making it equal for everybody.
Yeah.
Because obviously everybody's got that
You've
different
brought them with
degree
you?
of sight. I have got them with me.
Let's have a look. Go on. Let's have a look at them. I'm going to try them on now. Because the good thing is I've seen you in the gym with them on. When you were training with Kellen, my girlfriend, she was helping you get prepared for the football. And I remember you bringing these in, and me and Kellen had a go at wearing them and doing like some squats and stuff. And to be fair, we were amazed at how you guys play football with that.
It's hard
on your eyes.
So obviously, yeah, we've got our football, so it's very different. It's like your usual one.
Yeah.
So you've got metal like ball bearings inside.
Yeah. Oh,
so wherever that ball goes, you'll then be able to track it.
Yeah. It's quite loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, if it's not loud enough, we can't hear it.
Exactly, yeah.
And
so it has to be something you're going to recognize instantly.
Yes. So obviously the game's got to be played in silence.
Yeah.
So the only things really you're going to listen for is the ball and then your coaches and teammates.
Wow.
There's no reactions from the crowd. Obviously, unless you've taken a shot and then they're going to react to that.
Yeah.
But otherwise, it's got to be in silence, because otherwise we don't know where our players are, what information our coaches, our goalkeeper are given to us.
Yeah, of course.
We've got a sighted goalkeeper.
Yeah.
So they're that main communication for our defenders. We've then got our coach then in our like halfway in that zone for us as well, and then a coach behind the goal so that we know when to shoot.
Very clever.
So yeah, it's really, really important for us. With us, we've got our shades that we have. So
yeah, you literally cannot see.
You can't see anything at all.
Let's have a look.
Obviously, you got the padding as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
This has been training, so they might smell a little bit.
That's okay. Wow.
You're not going to be able to see.
Absolutely no chance.
Nothing.
Oh yeah, nothing at all. Not even a bit of light is getting through.
No.
Wow.
And then with England, we've had 3D face masks made.
Yeah.
So this is a requirement for us as well when we are training. So it's to help protect our nose, our eye sockets.
Because Is there collisions?
Oh yeah.
I can imagine, yeah.
You're going to have head-on collisions. Obviously, you're going to get hit by the ball maybe if it goes up in the air. If you're not saying voy, which is it's just a communications, let people know if you're coming in for a tackle.
Okay.
You're going to get hit head-on, get hit into the boards. So, like, you're gearing up for battle every single time you step on that pitch.
You must have a couple of bruises after a game.
Definitely. Massive amount. And then we've also got a halo then as well, so just to help protect our head.
Oh, yeah.
That little bit more. So we've always got a lot of stuff that we wear during a game. Obviously your shin pads, your boots.
Yeah, of course.
Knee pads then as well.
Yeah, you must need it all.
Elbow pads, I'm not really keen on them when I play.
Not cool.
It's just a bit too warm.
Yeah.
And then we do have a gum shield then as well.
Yeah.
But we've got the new gum shields that have the like what they've been using at the World Cup with the electronics in it to then get back to your doc if there is a head injury and that you need to be assessed. So there is a lot of different things that go into it. So yeah, still trying to learn the game. Obviously, 2.5 years later, like training is intense. We meet up for training camps every month. And then we do our own training then away from the squad. But I've been incredibly lucky. So I went to Germany in my first year of playing with the squad. So went out there for a training camp. That was in the October. And then in the May, then I got selected to go to the IBSA World Grand Prix in Japan.
Wow.
So that's where I got my first official cap for England, which was absolutely incredible.
And you brought that with you as well?
I have brought that with me as well.
Let's have a look. Go on. Let's have a look. What an achievement that is.
It's absolutely incredible.
How did it make you feel when you got that phone call?
It was just amazing just to finally see that all that hard work had been paying off.
Proud moment for you and the family.
Yeah, it was definitely. And we had a tournament about a month beforehand, which was Tri Nations.
Yeah.
So it was a home tournament for us as well. And we played against Poland and Sweden.
Yeah.
And against Poland, I actually scored my very first goal for England as well.
Amazing, yes.
So it was amazing to have that. And then the next month then go out to Japan.
It's like the icing on the cake.
It was, definitely.
Amazing.
Yeah, so that was...
Wow.
And then we got our names then on the inside as well.
See that? Amazing.
And then obviously it's got written on the front then which tournament it was.
IBSA World Grand Prix, May 2025.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, so it's literally a year ago.
A year ago, yeah.
Amazing. Thank you for bringing those in. You must be really proud.
I am, definitely, yeah. So now it's working towards our next lot of tournaments.
And when is that?
So we've got our European tournament in Turkey in October.
So the Euros? Or that official Euros?
That's our official Euros.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you're gearing up for that?
We're gearing up for that, yeah.
What year is this, sorry?
This year, in October.
In October, wow.
Yeah, so our squad went out to India for the World Championships back in October. But I missed out on selection due to injury that I sustained in Japan.
I remember you being injured, yeah.
Yeah, so, but the team picked up a silver medal at the World Championships.
Oh, amazing.
So we are kind of hoping now that we can
go one better in the
Euros and end up winning that, hopefully.
Yeah, 100%. You've got to aim as high as possible.
Exactly, yeah, that's our next
I look forward to seeing how you get on over there. So, not many people can say that they've had a mural and a massive building-sized painting of them and Emily, of course.
And Emily, of course,
So, talk to me about that. How did that come about? And how did that make you feel for them to, say that they were going to do that for you?
Yeah, that was not something I was expecting at all. So I got, so part of my work with Cardiff City Community Foundation is I get to deliver football to SEN pupils across resource bases and special schools across Cardiff and the Vale. I realised once I started working the foundation and doing the Primary Stars programme that there was kind of a need for an SEN provision as well.
Yeah.
A lot of time I was going into mainstream schools, working in classes of 30 kids. And I was just like, do you know what? I feel like there's something that's missing. And after talking to my line manager at the time, and was kind of like, what if I go into these types of schools?
Yeah.
And I was a little bit of like, oh, we're not sure. And then from there, then it kind of grew. And yeah, I've been working in, gosh, can't even imagine how many schools.
Yeah.
And I've probably worked with probably between 300 and 500 pupils.
Yeah, amazing.
Across all those different schools. And I've been working for the Community Foundation for 7 years. So yeah, it's been something that's been absolutely incredible
Yeah.
to grow that provision and see where it is now, and to still be in delivering in a lot of schools that I started at the very beginning as well.
Very
It
rewarding.
is really rewarding. And then having M part of that is absolutely incredible as
Yeah.
well. She's so patient with all the kids,
I can imagine, yeah.
even if they are trying to ride her like a horse.
I can imagine.
Yeah, fall asleep on her. But I've got some kids that I had one in particular that would lie a blanket out for her
Oh,
every time we
bless.
would turn up, and he'd sit on the blanket with her and read her a book.
Oh, bless.
Or how many pages he
That's
had to do
cute.
that day. And it was the cutest thing every Monday morning,
Yeah.
turning up to that school. Um, and now he's moved off to high school, and it's fantastic for when Em does see him.
Yeah.
It's still got
You
that
see
really
that
nice
journey.
relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not enjoyed her like being painted from
Yeah.
like shoulder to hip. She was definitely in like green paint at one point. And one of the other kids going, "Oh, Emily needs a haircut," like going towards her
Oh
with
my
like some
God.
scissors as well. I'm like, no, no, she doesn't.
Carnage.
Yeah, all the different like ears pulled,
Yeah.
her tail, her paws, like, but she puts up with it and she's fantastic. But then seeing how a lot of the kids have maybe been scared of her at the beginning,
Yeah.
but even by the end of the day, they're playing with her, they're
Yeah.
playing fetch, or they're even walking her on the lead, which is fantastic. To the beginning of the day, they didn't want to be anywhere near her, and would scream and run
Yeah.
away. So that just shows that she's helped with children's fears of
Yeah.
dogs in general as well. And she's fantastic with a lot of the children who I work with who are nonverbal, and she'll just curl up beside them and she'll just be that bit of emotional support. Um, so yeah, she's absolutely incredible, but then also causes chaos along the way as well.
Imagine, especially when that harness comes off.
Oh, that harness comes off. She loses all brain cells. She doesn't know what it is to be a
Yeah.
working dog. She is as bad as the kids running around causing a riot. Um, but I wouldn't change it, to be
No,
honest. But
definitely not. So
yeah.
you were kind of recognized for all of that work,
Yes,
and that's what
I
led.
was. Yeah. So all of that kind of came into it to then be a nominated then as Cardiff City Community Captain.
Yeah.
Um, And then, yeah, so every community foundation puts forward their captain,
Yeah.
and then the Premier League foundation then choose a certain amount of people then
Yeah.
that get a mural.
Wow.
And I was the one chosen, or one of a couple of people that were chosen
Yeah.
then that year to get a mural.
Amazing.
So I remember then, yeah, Amy telling me that it was going to be happening, and yeah, I was just like,
And where is it
what?
in the city?
It was on the side of La Pantera, which is just off Westgate Street, so
Yeah,
the
yeah.
NCP car
Yeah.
park. So you could see it from Westgate
Yeah.
Street. Unfortunately, it's not there anymore.
For anyone wondering, that's by the Millennium Stadium.
Yes.
Just right by the National Stadium.
Yeah. So we thought it was a perfect place for the amount of work that we do within Cardiff, and then
Yes.
still kind of on show as well.
And you were with the
And-
Cardiff City first. You were with Joe Rolls, weren't you, the captain at the time?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joe Rouse came down and presented me with my little pennant and a little bandana for him as well.
Again, another massively proud moment for you and the
It was
family.
absolutely incredible to walk with them and come around that corner
Yeah.
and see my face,
Yeah.
my massive face on
Wow.
the side of a building.
Yeah.
Like, I was not expecting it to be that big. I kind of thought, oh yeah, it might be like the top half of the
Yeah.
building. It was not.
The whole
It was
thing.
the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness. But it was absolutely incredible to share it with my mum and dad.
Yeah.
My grandparents were there, my auntie, a couple of my cousins as well. So
Amazing.
it was just incredible to have all my family be a part of that special moment as well.
Yeah.
And also with that though, a couple of weeks prior, I got invited up to Tate Modern as well to speak in front of a couple of MPs, some former
Yeah.
players, and just talk about my journey and yeah, everything, which is absolutely incredible opportunity then as well to do that.
Definitely.
So yeah, for that, and then to link up then and have Joe at the presentation, which is amazing. So just chatting to him, he's absolutely incredible. He loved giving them all the attention as
I
well.
bet, yeah.
And then yeah, all the different people then asking for different interviews afterwards was a
That-
lot. It was quite a lot.
Yeah, well, you
quite an
handled it.
emotional day as well.
Yeah, well, you handled it well, and it's like I said, an extremely proud moment.
Was.
And that actually leads me on to my next point, which is things like that, which are huge visual things for people to see, and then it kind of gets a conversation going about
Yeah.
the blind community, visual impairment, and that sort of field that you're in. So, what more do you think could or needs to be done to shed more light on your community? And what sort of things do you think could make a big difference, like the mural and like these interviews?
Um, I think like with the mural, we made sure that it was inclusive as possible.
Yeah,
So on the wall, we had a tactile image.
yeah,
So it had the outline of everything with a description of it. So
yeah.
if somebody who with a visual impairment, once again, who wasn't able to see it with full detail, they could then go to the tactile mural and be able to get that little bit more
Oh, amazing.
information
Yeah,
from it. So that was something that was really important.
yeah,
And it was also around the corner from Sight Life, which
yeah,
is a charity, once again, for people with visual impairment.
yeah,
So we tied that in really nicely with the location. Um, I just feel like there's maybe not enough people maybe that are out there and want to kind of share their story, or like with the amount of barriers that there are in not really in place, but the amount of barriers that there are for people to kind of jump over,
yeah,
it makes it a lot harder then
yeah,
as well to try and get out there a little bit more. Like social media has been fantastic, and I feel like that gets the visual impairment community, blind community out there a lot more.
definitely.
There's a lot more people talking about it, and then obviously the more people then you get to link up with. It's like when I went to Canada through social media, I met up with somebody else who's a guide dog owner and works and lives in Canada.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have done that if it wasn't thanks to
for sure.
for Instagram.
Yeah,
Like I met her and her guide dog through that.
yeah,
So I feel like that's a massive part of how society is now is social media. But then like how can we make it more inclusive then as well? So it's making sure that there's alt text to photos. So if
yeah,
you're uploading the photo, then give a general description,
yeah,
not just that's a Labrador.
yeah,
Okay, she's a yellow lab lying down on a black floor
yeah,
and with a white background, wearing a yellow harness that says
yeah,
guide dogs on it. So you want to give as much description as possible. So for somebody who's got no sight, they've got that image that they're able to then build into it.
yeah.
Even just like little bits like that.
And with the alt text, so that's the text that sits behind a picture essentially.
It is, yeah. So if
So
somebody's got a screen reader, then it would automatically come up
yeah,
then, and then
so it
it
would
would give
speak
all the
to
description.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I was gonna say, yeah. So it would come through like they could hear through the headphones or through through the laptop or through the TV if they're doing it on the TV.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
if anybody's got voiceover enabled, then it would be able to give them that description if
yeah,
somebody has uploaded it. A lot of the time, not a lot of people do.
yeah.
So then you're just like, okay, don't actually know
Kind of leaves
what I'm
them.
looking at.
Yeah,
Um, Audio description then as well on like different programs, on films. Um, For me, like, I love going to the football, but I can't see it.
yeah,
So I rely a lot on audio description at the games, which gives me an actual, like, image of what's happening.
yeah,
So for me, I just see a lot of blobs running around
yeah.
and I don't know where the ball is. So half the time I'm looking one way and actually it's all happening down the
So
other end of the pitch.
would you be listening to the standard commentary or would there be
It's
special?
not, it's a specialist commentary then
Yes.
again. So within the Cardiff City Stadium, we've got a specialist commentary team then that will describe everything in a lot more
So it's way
detail.
more detailed. Yeah,
Yeah, it's come a long way from just listening to your news,
yeah,
your radio, like Talk Sport
yeah,
broadcasting. It's actually people who are in the stadium as well
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
are seeing it firsthand.
yeah,
But then they're giving you that description all the way down to like where a player is on the pitch, but then what they're like, what color boots have they got?
yeah.
So it's trying to let you build a picture
That's
then of
amazing.
that player as
Yeah,
well.
yeah,
And a lot of the time they've obviously got access then to like VAR,
yeah.
anything like that. So
They're
a lot of
talking you
the
through it all.
time
Yeah,
they're talking you through that. So instead of you going, "Oh, what's happening? I can't see it," a lot of the time you've got people then who know you've got the audio
yeah,
going, "Oh, what's happening?"
yeah.
So now you're being the
You
person
probably
that's
know
being
more than
asked.
them. Yeah,
Exactly. So they're like, "Oh my God, I don't know why that's being given as a yellow card." And you're like, "Oh, this is why."
yeah,
So
yeah.
it then builds that nice little connection then with the fans as well.
Nice.
It's like everybody then wants to know what's happening because you're getting that inside information.
Yeah, and what about like celebrities within like the big industries? Like music, film, sport. People who have bigger profiles. Could they do more? Do you think to showcase the visual impairment and the blind community?
Yeah, I feel like a lot of the time, like within like the film industry, it's not really highlighted very much,
Yeah.
the blind community. Or if it is, it tends to be by somebody who's not got lived experience.
Yeah.
They've been cast because they hit the criteria of what they're looking for, but they don't actually know what it is to live with a visual impairment.
Yeah.
So I think that's always something that's really hard, where it's like, yeah, you've done a fantastic job, but actually you need somebody with acting experience that actually has that lived experience with a visual impairment
Yeah,
as
for
well.
sure.
So I feel like there could be more around that as well. Um, Within sport, I feel like it is broadcast quite a lot, especially with like the Paralympics, the
Yeah.
Winter Olympics. But then also we've got tournaments all spread out across the year. It's always hear about the World Cup, the Euros, um, the Grand Prix. You hear of
Yeah.
everything that's happening in all the different sports, but when it comes to disability sport, you only ever hear about it during the Paralympics or the Winter
Yeah.
Paralympics.
Yeah.
You never hear about it any other time during the season.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of that could be done a lot more, kind of highlight all the different disability sports that are out there.
It's the
And all the
channels.
it's the
They need
channels that are
to
out there.
promote you guys more
Yeah.
during those tournaments. Like obviously the Paralympics and the Winter Paralympics are huge, like global spectacles.
Oh, they are, and it's absolutely fantastic
So
to
they get
watch.
blown up.
Yeah.
Whereas the smaller tournaments, like let's say the Euros or um, the one you competed in last year,
Yeah.
that wouldn't get as much sort of TV and radio coverage.
No, so like for us, like our games are on YouTube,
Yeah.
and the England women's deaf squad recently won their Euros as well. But then when it's gone out on social media, people are like, "Oh my God, I didn't know it was happening.
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
would have watched it." So even that side of it, it's not really like England in general are fantastic about trying to get out all the para squads, which is fantastic. There was a big training camp in Tenerife, and all the social medias were taken over for the week to highlight all the different para squads.
Yeah.
It was fantastic to see that, and they were promoting the women's deaf Euros as well. So it's getting out there. It's just all the other media streams that
Yeah.
just lag so far behind.
Because like the main sort of England Instagram, should we say, has got what, millions and millions and millions of followers. And then I'm guessing there's a separate Instagram for the blind football, is there?
No, we're on the same.
You're in the same
Yeah,
one?
we're on the same
I was going to
main
say, so
page, and
it's
same for the
down.
Lionesses as well. So
Oh, there we are.
they've got their two main ones, and we're
Yeah.
in that.
Oh, so it's down to them if they
Yeah.
can post more to the millions of followers, and then say, I don't know, BBC Sport retweet or repost.
Yeah, it's more the other programs,
It has to
the
be
other
a
social
domino
medias that
effect.
need to get it out there, because
Yeah.
England are fantastic about getting it out.
Yeah.
It's just everybody else that need to pick it up.
Yeah.
Um,
Sky Sports, BBC,
exactly,
they need to repost these things and share them for not just the England, but obviously BBC Sport and Sky Sports is nationwide and global, do you know? So
yeah,
whereas England is just posting to the mostly England population, if it gets amplified by the channels,
yeah,
then it goes to a wider audience even more. Again, yeah, that's something that needs to happen for sure.
it is definitely.
Right, so this leads us to the defining moments segment of the podcast. As I explained to you previously, every guest that comes onto the Capable Minds podcast brings in 3 pictures. You don't have to give it to me physically, just gotta send them to me after, and I'll overlay them for the audience to see at home. But yeah, you're gonna explain what each of these pictures are and why each one is pivotal. So we'll start with the first one, and then we'll explain that a bit, and then we'll move on to the other ones after that. So let's start with the first defining moment. Why is it a defining moment for you?
We've definitely touched on all 3 of them.
Yeah.
Really has been a big part of it. But the first one is a little picture of me in the back garden already holding a football.
Yeah.
I don't know how old I was, but
Roughly?
3, 4 maybe.
Okay, really
So
young
like
then.
really
Yeah.
young, like really blonde hair as
Yeah.
well. All these like curly little ringlets. And just from looking at that, it shows even from a young age that football was something that I've always had that interest in.
Yeah.
My parents have said I've always been kicking a ball, always wanted a ball in my hands, at my feet, anything. So to then look back at that photo and be like, oh my God, even from that age,
Yes.
actually, I'm still doing it now
It
at
shows
29.
that interest.
It shows that from then until now,
Yeah.
like it's a massive part of me, and I can't see that finishing anytime soon.
And what a journey as well, in
It's,
between then and now. Wow.
yeah, never. I remember growing up saying to my parents, obviously, whenever you're in school, they're like, oh, what do you want to do when you're
Yeah.
older? And I always said I wanted to be a footballer when I'm
Yeah.
older. And I've hit that.
Yeah.
I've done what I wanted as a kid, and now I'm living that dream.
And there's still more
Yeah.
to come.
Exactly. Like we've got a whole load on the
Amazing.
way.
And how did it make you feel when you first saw that picture? Because how old were you when you looked back at it?
I think I found it last year because I
Yeah.
was looking to do a post
Yeah.
around going to Japan.
Okay.
It's still somewhere in my drafts anyway,
Yeah.
but I found that photo and I was like, oh
Wow.
my God,
Yeah.
like how things have changed from that. Um, and yeah, just how cute of a baby I was, I'd kind of say, but how blonde my hair was, it was
Yeah.
just completely different to kind of how I am now. But to look back and go, I had no idea what was going to happen all these years later.
Yeah. And is there a specific football team that you supported as a kid? Or do you not want to say? You don't
I
want
don't want to say because I know you don't like them.
Okay, we leave that in. We leave that in. All right, so let's move on to the second defining moment picture. Why is it a defining moment in your journey?
It's the first picture that I've got Em in her working harness.
Oh,
So that's like a massive moment for us. So she was born in Leamington Spa, raised in Gloucester,
yeah,
trained in Bristol,
yeah.
and now works in Barry. So
Wow.
we've got a whole like little cycle going
Yeah,
on. Um, but that just takes me back to that time where I got matched with her, spending 2 weeks in a hotel in Bristol, having no clue what was going to happen.
yeah,
I'm making friends with some amazing people that are either on their first guide dog or their second. Um, I think the guy was on like his third or fourth.
yeah,
So we're all completely different stages and just trying to get as much information out of our trainers and trying to understand what a working life would be like with a guide dog.
yeah,
And absolutely loved it. Did not want to be woken up at 2 o'clock every single morning to a guide dog who's decided to become a guard dog
yeah.
and doesn't like any noise.
No.
That if anybody closed a door, she would bark at them. And yeah, I was very grumpy for 2 weeks because I had lack of sleep with
Waiting for it to
her.
settle in.
And even now, she's still not settled at people closing doors, car doors, doorbells going off. Um, but it opened up my world to how a guide dog and that independence would help
Yeah,
me massively. And yeah, to see all the different places that we've traveled to, all the different environments that I've been exposed to. Like she's gone to rugby games, football games, she's been to concerts.
it's been everywhere.
Yeah, she's been to the theatre, she's been to the West End, she's been to motorbike races as well. Like so she's experienced so much,
Yeah,
but also given me that independence to even just go to London for work. I wouldn't have gone before. Just London's too busy for anybody.
I can imagine. Yeah,
But I was like, oh my gosh, how's this going to work? 'Cause
especially on the tube and stuff.
yeah, on the tubes, like it was like I had no clue what was going to happen, and she's not escalator trained, so like I'd either have to pick her up, and she's about 30 kilos, so
Yeah,
she can be pretty hefty. But then trying to navigate then, right, okay, I've got to pick up my guide dog and try and step on an escalator as it's moving. That's
yeah.
hard enough for
A
anybody
lot could go
to
wrong.
be
Yeah,
able to figure out
yeah,
where they got to step. Um, or my other option was to press the blue button and call for somebody and they'd come and turn the escalator off. And whether you've been on the London Underground and you know how long those
and how many
escalators can
people are on
take.
there? Yeah,
Yep. So they tend to shut one of them if you've got multiple, and then you get to do the lovely walk all the way up the
yeah.
steps. And they can take ages. So yeah, just something like that, just as small as that was
I was thinking
quite
of
an idea.
yeah, she actually changed your life, like
Oh,
massively.
massively.
Yeah,
Yeah. The confidence that she's given me as well.
yeah,
Like once I'm in an environment, I don't like going anywhere different if I
yeah,
don't know it. And I never would have kind of gone out that comfort zone before. And then getting M was kind of like, oh, right, okay, can I do that? Like, I'll give that a try. And now, yeah, I kind of just go anywhere and everywhere because I'm like, oh, M's with me. Like, it's
yeah.
absolutely fine. Like, yeah. And she's such a conversation starter as well. Like,
She is.
you kind of just like, you're like, okay, and he's into it
Yeah.
now. So,
I
yeah.
was gonna say, when did you get it? Was it 2019?
Yeah, it was July of
So
2019.
I remember you were at the gym then as well, and she was like, what, 2 years old then, was she?
Yeah, she was about 2 years old when I
Yeah.
got her.
And I have a funny story when you guys were
Oh,
at the
no.
gym, and yeah, you were training with Vance, I think, at the time,
Yeah.
and she was in the hallway part of the office, if you remember.
Yeah.
And someone had gone in there and opened the door where the manager's room is and stuff, and let her out. and she was belting it around the gym looking for you. She was like running, jumping over stuff. And Rich, the manager at the time, well, he's still a manager now, but he was running around the gym trying to grab Emily.
I forgot that one.
Oh, that was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. And yeah, he was chasing Emily around the gym, trying to get her under control, and she was just running around trying to find you.
Trying to find me. Thankfully, she's a lot more well behaved in the gym now,
so
and Rich doesn't have to chase her
That
around
was
anymore.
so funny. That was one of the highlights.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh, yeah.
So
all the other things that she's got into, though.
She's hilarious. So let's move on to the third and final defining moment picture. Why is it a defining moment for you and your journey?
I've picked my mural, to be honest, because that's just a massive, huge part that I never thought was ever going to happen. Like, it's not something that you could be like have happen everyday life of, oh yeah, you're going to get a mural created.
Yeah.
Like, but also to be a part of designing it as well was also a massive thing.
Yeah.
And Amy was fantastic with trying to help me with all my little different ideas. And obviously we want to kind of showcase the type of work that I do. So in the image, we had a couple of different pupils. So we had one with a prosthetic leg, just to show the different abilities that I work with. Obviously, Emily had to be a big part of that as well. So she was in that. We had a paw print on there as well.
Oh, lush.
And then we've got my quote then, which is, "You're not defined by your ability is not defined by your disability."
Yeah, of course.
Which is massive because if you want to do anything, like, just go ahead and do it. Like, don't let anybody try and stop you. And that was really important. Like, I really, really wanted that in there.
And you can see that you live by that, which is good.
Oh,
because
massively.
all the things you've done and the things you still strive to do.
Yeah.
You literally do live by that quote.
I do.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, which is incredible. And yeah, to have that mural created was just, everybody still says about it now.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Like, that was like 2 years ago, but still looking back at photos and it's like, oh my God, that happened.
Yeah, that was you on the wall.
That was me on a big wall in town. I'd not long bought a house as well, so I'd had like massive milestone already, like a week prior to that, and I thought that was big enough to then get that then as well.
So you gotta think, I don't know any other person who's got a mural.
No.
I don't know any other person, literally just you.
No.
That's crazy.
There you go. It's a nice little feat to have.
It's one of those things, isn't it, that you do not hear or come across often.
It's not.
So where do you see yourself in 5 years now?
I feel like that's a really, really hard one.
Yeah. You don't have to be 5 years. You could be within 5 years or later.
So in the next 5 years, I want to do. Now, I'd like to think that football will still be a massive part. I'm hoping I'll still be playing by that time as well. Within our next like milestone really is to try and get women's blind football into the Paralympics.
Yeah.
So we're trying to hope to get it involved in the 2032 Brisbane
it should be
Paralympics.
I don't get why it's not in there.
Men's has been formed for so much longer.
Yeah.
And women's is still so new that it's just not it's not the right time for it to be at LA. So we are really hoping that it'll be at Brisbane. So I'm kind of, right, that's what I'm aiming for is to try and get as close to that. And if it's going ahead and if it's going to be there for the very first time, then can I try and make it and be in that squad? Sure. If my body will allow me to keep going that long.
Well, you train and look after yourself, don't you? So the more
try
you
to do as
that,
much as possible.
There we are.
And I think that'll still be a massive part of me, probably training still. Whether I go into like another sport as well, like I have a massive interest in powerlifting as well.
Yeah.
I'm really hoping that maybe if football or when football stops, then maybe powerlifting could be the next kind of outlook. Because I've got that real big interest in
you're stronger as well.
Is lifting as much as I can. And I think coaching is still going to be a massive part of me. I'm hoping to do my UEFA A license in goalkeepers. Obviously I was really lucky to work with Cardiff City women's and under 19 squad.
Yeah.
So I've had some fantastic mainstream experience from them. So I'm really hoping now that I can maybe make that next step and see what happens. And then hopefully have chats with the FAW as well and try and start a Wales women's blind football squad as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously at the moment it's only England, and being Welsh, then going and representing England was a little bit hard at the beginning. And even now it's like it's great,
You want
but
your
then
own
it's like,
country, yeah.
I'm Welsh, so that little bit part of me hurts, but to represent it at an international stage is, like, absolutely incredible, and I
For
wouldn't
sure.
change it. But it'd be fantastic for more nations to have
Yeah, yeah.
women's teams as well, so I'm really hoping that they'll be up for conversations and really look maybe to get something started in the next couple of years. Obviously, it'd be too early for them to get to Brisbane or anything, but even if they maybe in that starting point of just getting some players or even thinking about it would
Yeah,
be absolutely incredible.
yeah. Well, being part of the next, like, Paralympics and stuff as a football team, you would come under GB, I guess, would you?
Yeah, we would fall into
So it'd
GB then,
be
yeah.
all 4 nations as one.
Yeah, but Scotland don't have a women's blind football team,
Do they
and
have a couple of players at least?
our captain is Scottish.
Oh, there we are, yeah.
Yeah. So even though we are England, yeah, it's once we go to a Paralympics, then yeah, you'd be classed as
Yeah,
GB then. So unless Scotland, Northern Ireland, and Wales can produce players, and actually have a solid national squad
yeah,
by Brisbane. But right now, yeah, England are the ones that have it. They have the infrastructure. They have all the funding for it.
yeah.
So
And also they already have the success of the men's teams already, so
yes,
like you say, the infrastructure is already there
yeah,
for you guys, yeah.
and yeah, the success that the women's team is bringing in already
Yeah.
after a couple of years. So yeah,
Amazing. I look forward to seeing how that journey
yeah. Hopefully, it
unfolds.
all works out.
And it's good that you're, like, pushing it. You're a massive part of the push on that, you know? It's
Hopefully,
again, it's very rewarding for you.
yeah.
Um,
Obviously, the next 5 years can look slightly different from like a guide dog point of view
for sure.
because obviously Em's only got
How long can
about
they work?
between the ages of 8 and 10.
Yeah,
Em's now 8,
yeah,
turning 9 later on this year, so we're hitting that end of a working career for Em. So you never know in the next 5 years, I might have a different one, whether they'll
yeah,
have that same well, they won't have that same personality, but if they have some of the similar characteristics to
yeah.
that one there.
You're allowed to keep them though, aren't you?
I am,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, with, like, how hectic, like, my working life is, training, playing, coaching, work, like, it'd be a bit too much for her at the moment. Just, like, she can only be left for 4 hours on her own at a
Yeah,
time. So with how long my working days can be, like, it's not fair on her.
yeah,
So whether it be she'd stay with either family or for some friends, but
yeah.
I can't see her I don't want her to see her go, like, back to her borders
Of
back in
course, yeah,
Bristol or Gloucester.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd wanna keep her as close as possible, but it's like, how would she respond to a new working dog being in the family? Like,
yeah,
would she accept it and go, "Yeah, do you know what? I've had her for long enough. It's your turn."
yeah,
Or would she be, like, quite jealous then that she's not going out and another one is? So I'd have to think of her well-being
yeah.
as well, and I've got a bond then with a new guide dog and yeah.
I feel like she would turn into mummy mode. Like she would, I think she would help you nurture the puppy.
I'd like to think so. She'd probably give across some, like, bad habits though as well.
Yeah,
Like, yeah, my friends, she's not long had a guide dog, so Sam and Helga, and I definitely feel like Em's passing on some naughty habits to Helga. She's only 2, and yeah, she's picked up a couple of little
I
things like
do love.
whining and stuff from
Yeah,
Em and trying to, like, have all the food and stuff. So she's meant to be a really good mentor, but yeah, she's taking it a bit badly at the moment.
I do love it when you take the harness off and she literally just switches
Oh yeah, that
into
instant
into
switch.
the puppy again.
Yeah, which is fantastic, which makes him a great guide dog then as well. Because like, right now, she knows, right, that's working mode.
Yeah,
As soon as that harness is off, then I can just be a normal pet
yeah,
dog.
yeah, yeah.
Obviously, like, we've got different ways to recall her as well, but it depends if she actually wants to listen or not. A lot of the time, she doesn't.
Ah, she's great. So, is there one final piece of advice that you could give someone else who may be watching or listening at home with a visual impairment or another disability, maybe, that you can give them to sort of take forward with their lives? Like, is there a piece of advice that you would like to pass on
Um,
based on your experience, of course?
yeah, I'd probably say don't let your disability define you.
Yeah,
Like, if that's what you want to do, like, go ahead and do it. Like, it's going to be hard. It's not going to be an easy road forward. I mean, yeah, you're gonna hit a couple of bumps and a lot of barriers along the way, but if that's all you want to do, then go ahead and do it and prove everybody wrong, like,
for sure.
along the way. Like, what else is gonna happen? Like,
What's the worst that can happen? Yeah.
exactly. Like, a
And
lot.
did you have someone who sort of gave you that sort of piece of advice when you were younger? like, where did that come from for you?
I think a lot of that's come from my parents. They've
Okay.
been very much of that. This is what I'd like to go ahead and do, and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. They've not been ones to stop me and say,
Yeah.
no, you can't do that because of your visual impairment.
Yeah.
They might think it probably a lot of the time, like, how are you going to do that?
Yeah.
But they've never said, no, we're not going to let you do that.
Amazing.
Yeah, that's been a massive part of me, and I think that's what's still kept me doing a lot of things as well. Um, like I remember when I went and like studying in Canada, like for anybody, like studying abroad is like a massive step.
Huge.
And I was like, do you know what? I'm not going to stay in Europe. I'm going to go to Canada, go to the other side of the world. And automatically, my parents were like, how are you going to manage?
Yeah.
Like, but I stayed with a homestay family. They took me in. Obviously, they were a little bit worried at the beginning of, right, okay, we've got somebody in with a visual impairment. How's she going to navigate the home? They had 2 dogs as well,
Yeah.
so it was like the husky and a Bichon Frise mix, and it was just like, right, okay, you got a little and large. You got one that I could bump into, another one that I'm maybe not going to be able
Gap
to
on.
see and stuff. But it was fantastic. Like,
Yeah.
mum came out with me to kind of meet them and everything. And obviously we talked to them. We kind of said how my sight was and everything like that. And they were fantastic as well. They didn't question anything. They were like, yeah, okay. I remember the following year I went back out and me and Wendy, we went to Banff. So we thought, right, let's go to the other side of Canada and see what that side is like. And we went to Calgary, and we even went to the winter park as well. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, do you know what?
To see the Rockies.
We saw the
Yeah. Yeah.
Rockies. Yeah, we went
Amazing.
to Banff National Park, went to Jasper National Park.
Yeah.
We've done so many different things. And yeah, we went to the Winter Olympics Village, and I was like, okay, cool. Oh, wait, you can go down a bobsleigh on the Olympic track. Yeah, I want to do that.
Yeah. Why not?
Why not? So only tell my mum after I've done it.
Of
Because,
course.
I'm not going to tell her beforehand.
Stress her out.
Exactly. So, get put at the front of the bobsleigh, go down the track. Like, I think we had like 2 G-forces at the time.
Wow.
Like, it was fantastic. Absolutely loved it. The next part was like zip wiring. So you would zip wiring across all these different things. And then your final one to do is to zip wire off the top of the 90-meter ski jump.
Wow. Wow.
I was like, yeah, let's go. I think because I don't have like a lot of that fear.
Yeah.
I think because I can't see it, and well, let's just go for it.
And you love the adrenaline.
I love the adrenaline of everything. Like I'm a little bit of an adrenaline junkie. Like I want to go bungee jumping. I want to go skydiving. Like I probably give my parents a heart attack. But I think they'd still be like, yeah, go on, because you want to do it.
Yeah. It's amazing that you keep pushing through those barriers,
Yeah.
And like you say, to anyone at home with a visual impairment or another
Any disability, like
just keep pushing through.
Just keep pushing through, and just no matter what, just be your authentic self as well. Like, don't let anybody like try and put you in a box and go, oh, well, you can only do that because you've got this disability.
For sure.
Like, nah, like break all those stereotypes and just go for it.
Lovely. Well, thank you very much,
Thank you very much,
Chloe, for coming on and speaking to us today on the Capable Minds podcast. Where can people at home find you on social media if they want to keep up with your journey?
So it's not actually my social media, it's Emily's. So on Instagram it's Blind Adventures with Emily.
Yes.
And that's where I post a lot of my training programs. And then any daily life that me and Em get up to. Yeah. So
I love seeing your Instagram. I love following your Instagram. I literally love it. So yeah, drop them a follow, and you'll get to see Chloe and Emily's adventures. And like always, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel to help us grow. And we can bring you more episodes like this fantastic one we have today. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one.
Capable Minds Podcast.